During the Jurassic period, both the land and seas of what would become Europe were terrorized by a crocodile-like predator named Lemmysuchus. Named after the late Rockstar Lemmy, despite its similar appearance, Lemmysuchus was not a true crocodilian. Instead, it was a teleosauroid, which was a group of reptiles closely related to crocodilians and were better adapted for marine environments. Along with crocodilians and some other extinct reptiles, they formed the larger clade Crocodylomorph. Fossils of Lemmysuchus have been found in both England and France, which at the time was a shallow sea dotted with islands. The English fossils are from the Oxford Clay Formation, formed roughly 166 to 163 million years ago during the Middle Jurassic. While no complete skeletons of Lemmysuchus have been found yet, enough fossils are known to give a good idea of what it looked like. While not a true crocodilian, Lemmysuchus still had the general appearance of one, though it had a more robust build. Its body was 6 meters long, with a long tail to aid in propulsion. This places Lemmysuchus as one of the largest teleosauroids, and indeed, one of the largest Middle Jurassic crocodiliomorphs. Some late Jurassic and early Cretaceous teleosauroids, such as Lemmysuchus' closest relative, Mesozoic, would later grow to 7 meters in size. At a meter long, its skull was massive. It was wide and ended in a narrower but still relatively broad snout. Within were large, blunt teeth. As for what it was using these teeth for, paleontologist Dr. Laura Steele said, "He was this big old nasty thing. He kept taking anything out he wanted to eat." While this might be somewhat hyperbolic, it is not far from the truth. Lemmysuchus' large, blunt teeth place it as part of the teleosauroid crunch guild. These teleosauroids were able to use their teeth to crunch hard objects, with marine turtles thought to be the most likely prey. This is in contrast to teleosauroids who specialize in hunting fish, whose jaws and teeth were narrower. However, teleosauroids in the crunch guild are thought to have been less specialized than their fish-eating cousins, hunting large vertebrate animals as well. As mentioned earlier, when Lemmysuchus was alive, Europe was mostly a shallow sea dotted with islands of varying size. As a species that lived near coastal waters and could have come ashore, Lemmysuchus lived in two very different worlds. In the water, most other marine reptiles, such as plesiosaurs and small crocodiliomorphs, would have been at risk of ending up in Lemmysuchus' jaws. Lemmysuchus was probably not the top predator in the ocean. Plesiosaurids, while not as large as portrayed in BBC's Walking with Dinosaurs, were still slightly larger than Lemmysuchus. While not as adept on land, Lemmysuchus would still have been a formidable predator. With its great size, even medium-sized dinosaurs would have been potential prey. What is less clear is where exactly Lemmysuchus fits in the crocodile evolutionary tree. While Lemmysuchus and other teleosauroids were crocodiliomorphs, it is unclear exactly how closely related they were to true crocodilians. The closest relatives of the teleosaurs were the metrorhynchids, who were fully aquatic. The clade formed by these two groups is called Teleosauroidae. Teleosauroidae is usually placed in Neosuchia, along with crocodilians and other semi-aquatic crocodiliomorphs. However, it has recently been suggested that Teleosauroids like Lemmysuchus may have instead been more distant relations of crocodilians who acquired their semi-aquatic lifestyles independently. The taxonomic history of Lemmysuchus itself is also rather complicated. While the Lemmysuchus genus was erected only a few years ago, its sole species, Lemmysuchus obtusidens, was recognized as a distinct species in 1909, more than a century earlier. At the time, it was thought to be a new species of Steniosaurus instead of its own genus. It was named Steniosaurus obtusidens. Steniosaurus obtusidens was later lumped with a different species of Steniosaurus, Steniosaurus edwardsii. This species was in turn considered by some paleontologists to instead possibly belong to the teleosauroid Mesozoic. More recent research of teleosauroid diversity once again found Steniosaurus obtusidens to be its own species. It was also found to differ enough from other teleosauroids to warrant its own genus, and hence the genus Lemmysuchus was finally erected in 2017. This name translates to Lemmy's crocodile. As mentioned earlier, Lemmysuchus' namesake is the Rockstar Ian Fraser Killmeister, nicknamed Lemmy. Lemmy is known for being the sole constant member of the famous heavy rock band Motorhead. The idea to name the new teleosauroid genus after him came from the paleontologist Dr. Laura Steele. She said, "I've always been into heavy rock. Motorhead is one of my favorite bands, and since Lemmy died, I've been thinking, how can I get something named after Lemmy?" Although Lemmy passed away at the end of 2015, we'd like to think he will raise a glass to Lemmysuchus, one of the nastiest sea creatures to have ever inhabited the earth. Thank you for watching, and a thank you to Sawhack Duggan for suggesting the topic of this video. I hope both you and everyone else enjoyed it. As always, have a great day, and if you enjoyed the video, please remember to hit the like button.